University of San Diego. They were in too much pain to do that. That was a gutsy row.
We are getting set for event number 78. This another premier event here at the 2010 San Diego Crew Classic. The Men's Collegiate Varsity Cal Cup Grand Final coming up.
TV, is this on?
Lane 5 in 2 inches. Lane 6 in 6 inches. Lane 2 in 2 inches.
Hello everybody, we're down at the starting line
All
for the Men's Collegiate Varsity Cal Cup, American Specialties Health Cup.
Lane 4.
We are moments
4
away
inches.
from the start. The aligner is currently aligning the crews. The SeaWorld Skytram has started operation. Wind is slightly off the starboard side, blowing at about 4 to 6 knots. Water is calm, and it's a perfect place to race. We have alignment, and they've turned it over to the starter. We have a start in the Men's Cal Cup. We set the lanes for you. Lane 1, Trinity College, Connecticut. Lane 2, out of Michigan, Grand Valley. Lane 3, Washington State. Lane 4, Notre Dame. Lane 5, British Columbia. And Lane 6, the Cal Lightweights. Trinity, after crossing the 100 meter at 46 strokes per minute, is your early leader by 3 seats over Grand Valley and Washington State, all the way outside to British Columbia, Notre Dame, and Cal Lightweights. At the 250 meter mark, we're nearly level between Trinity College and British Columbia. A couple seats back, you'll find Washington State, Grand Valley, and British Columbia. Cal Lights all the way out on the outside, holding tight. In lane 1, it is Trinity, pushed out to about 2 seats over British Columbia. As we approach the 500 meter mark, it is Trinity across first, lane 5, British Columbia, lane 4, Notre Dame, lane 2, Grand Valley, and Cal Lightweights. Still inside lane 1, your leader is Trinity College. A strong push being made now by Grand Valley. Grand Valley is working its way into British Columbia. Grand Valley is half a deck down on British Columbia and moving currently. The other 4 boats are maintaining their relative position. As we approach the 750 meter mark, your clear leader by 1 full length is Trinity, followed by British Columbia and Grand Valley. In the next position is Washington State, and Notre Dame, and Cal Lights nearly level across. That's your call for the 750 meter mark. Look inside to Trinity.
On the water with the Men's Collegiate Varsity Cal Cup Grand Final. Lane assignments quickly, and our current leader is Trinity College. In lane number 2, Grand Valley out of Allendale, Michigan. In lane 3, it is Washington State University. Notre Dame is coming along in lane number 4. Lane 5 is occupied by our current challenger, University of British Columbia. And in lane 6, it is the Berkeley Lightweight crew out of Cal.
There's one form boat in this race. That's the Trinity Hartford crew from Connecticut. They did a time of 6:12 yesterday. and they're showing that commanding speed at the moment on the race course as we approach the 1,000 meter mark. When Trinity Hartford came here a few years ago and won 2 events, both this event and the Open Men's A, and went on to perform well at Henley in England, they had a very fast crew. I think I'm seeing the pattern here. When Trinity Hartford come to the San Diego Crew Classic, they're fast, and that's what they're proving at this point. The rest of the field, lanes 2 through 6, they were separated by only 5 seconds spread yesterday, and that's being reflected on what we're seeing on the race course right now. It's tight, it's very tight over those remaining crews. But it's Trinity Hartford they're chasing, but Trinity Hartford are laying down the law at the moment.
Through 1,000 meters, Trinity on the lead there along the shoreline. Grand Valley trying desperately to keep them from disappearing, but they have lost some ground, and there is actually open water between Trinity and Grand Valley. Then looking to the outside, Notre Dame and Washington State hanging in there together. Farther outside, British Columbia is in the hunt with the University of California, Berkeley lightweight crew on the outside, and Washington State in the middle. Those 5 very tightly bunched, and all chasing our leader, Trinity College.
Alan, it's going to be on for young and old at the finish here for second place. It really is. I mean, you could throw a blanket over these crews and you wouldn't be able to see any gap between them.
The only one that has trailed off a little bit in the last 200 meters might be Notre Dame. On the outside, BC has picked it up. Inside, Grand Valley and Washington State, but all are trailing our current leader, Trinity College. Trinity College got off to an open water start, not an open water start, but an open water advantage relatively early, even though it was a dead even start as they came off the line. 250 meters to go. It is Trinity College continuing their dominance. Grand Valley has picked it up and begun to close a little bit of a gap, and British Columbia on the outside trying to get into the hunt along with Washington State, followed by Notre Dame and Cal Berkeley lightweight crew. This is Trinity College. Trinity College with open water back to Grand Valley. Grand Valley looking to the outside and worried a little bit about Washington State and British Columbia with the Notre Dame and Cal Berkeley lightweights on the trailing side of things. This is Trinity College in the number 1 position. Number 2 is Grand Valley State. They are followed by Washington State, and then it's extremely close between Notre Dame on the inside and British Columbia on the outside, with the University of California lightweights on the far outside. And it is going to finish up with Trinity College, Grand Valley. It appears to be Washington State. We'll look closely at Notre Dame on the near side and British Columbia on the far side. Very close to call. We're going to give the slight nod to British Columbia hanging on the outside and fighting off a late charge by Notre Dame. Once again, our unofficial result: the men's collegiate varsity Cal Cup Grand Final. Trinity College almost a wire-to-wire finish and a win, followed by Grand Valley and Washington State.